The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Lots of friendly faces here. Some folks I don't know. Mr. McLeod, how are you? Larry, good to see you. Keith, Martin, everybody says they're doing great. You guys are going to be so happy that you're here tonight. Woot. I see a lot of the woot. I'm not really sure what the woot means, to be honest with you, but I'll take it. I'll take it. See Terry, Daniel, Jose. Jose, it sounds like we got your issue solved a little earlier, a little Twilio issue, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Dan, James, Dudley, Robert Gow, how you doing? Good evening to you. Good evening to everybody. You guys are all going to be so glad that you showed up tonight. We got some pretty cool stuff that we're going to share with you here. Paul says, I feel lucky to be here. You should, Paul. You should. This is going to be an excellent webinar. This is going to be an excellent webinar. I can 100% attribute my success to the man that we're going to bring on here tonight, Mr. Ken Anderson. Ken makes his living with SMS. He's without a doubt, unquestionably, the most outside-the-box thinker and most brilliant marketer that I've ever met. I owe 100% of my success to him. And over the last couple of months, Ken's been Ken's been really dialing in his prospecting method. And we're going to get into that here. I just want to give it just a little bit more time to make sure everybody gets in here, and then we're going to bring Ken on and let him do his thing and show you guys exactly how he's been just crushing it. And not only just Ken, but how he's been just creating unbelievable success stories. We've got, Amaros says, when is the giveaway? Go home. Don't you have a bathroom to finish or something, John? Ken's been creating success stories over the last couple months that just really boggle the mind. Students, I think we put Terry's testimonial in the reminder email that we just sent out. Just a little bit about Terry. Terry's a gal that will tell you any day of the week that she spent tens of thousands of dollars on WSOs over the last 4 or 5 years and had never made a dime. And using the prospecting methods that you guys are going to learn tonight, Terry has gone out and for her very first customer landed herself what started out as a 23-store Domino's chain, and I believe, if I'm mistaken, Ken can correct me, that's up to now 31 Domino stores. High five to Terry is right, David. I couldn't agree more. Past that, I actually just talked to Terry today. She has gone on and landed herself as a client, I guess it's a minor league or Class A, depending on how you want to look at it, baseball team in her area. And the success stories go on and on and on. And we're not talking about Bob's Pet Food here. We're talking about clients like McDonald's, Amco Transmissions, Jiffy Lube. Ken has a student that has negotiations in place right now with NASCAR. We're talking about the real deal, and it's all about that initial contact, and Ken truly has that dialed in. I'd be nowhere if I hadn't met Ken Anderson, and that's just the plain truth, and I don't probably give him enough thanks when I talk to him. I talk to Ken, or I try to talk to Ken every couple of days. We all get busy and all those kinds of things. But my success is 100% attributable to Ken Anderson, and I know he's got some dynamite stuff that he's going to share with you tonight. We talked a little bit earlier today, and Ken asked me, what do I think everybody's struggling with? And we really had kind of a little brainstorming session just about what people are struggling with. And it really comes down to just a couple of key things. And if you can correct those key elements, your SMS company will take off at an exponential rate. And so you guys should all feel very, very privileged tonight. I want you to stop what you're doing. This isn't one of those webinars where you just do a webinar. I mean, this is good stuff, and you guys really need to pay attention to this, because if you do, it will change your life. And yeah, but the Heat are playing. Well, then go watch the Heat, Kevin. That's totally up to you. I could care less. Rest of us to go around. This is gonna be some life-changing information for you guys. It really, really is. And I need you to pay attention. And I guess, you know, if you're serious about it, if you've decided this is what you want to do, and I think most of you have, because you're obviously familiar with our Wrecking Ball SMS software. Perhaps you own it, perhaps you don't. But you obviously know the power and understand the power of SMS marketing. And what Ken's going to show you tonight is going to take it to a whole nother level. He's been spending the last couple of months just split testing a ridiculous amount of direct mail and trying different prospecting methods, and has really perfected driving SMS traffic and has the ability to turn it on and off with a tap. Let me ask you guys a question. How many of you would like to be able to get 25% of your local city on your list in a week? Does that sound interesting to anybody? Yeah. And Ken's going to talk a little bit about that too. That's kind of some advanced stuff, but he's been able to do that, and I've watched him do it over the last 8-9 days. And it's just truly an amazing thing, and he's got it perfected. This is really one that you're going to want to take notes for, and I guess I could keep going, but I'm not the one you're here to listen to. So with that said, I want to introduce you, if you've never met him before, my mentor and the guy responsible for making me an SMS success, Mr. Ken Anderson. Ken, are you there?
I'm here.
You are. That's awesome. How are things in Prince George tonight, sir?
You can hear me okay? And what about the screen?
Let me give you the screen, Ken. And
okay.
Let's just tear right into it. Yes, we can hear you just fine, and I'm going to shut up and let you do your thing. And you should have it.
Okay. Now, Dave, I want to get a file sent. Can I send it through the chat box so you can get this file out to everyone? How can we transfer this quick little file?
Yeah, the chat box is probably the best move.
Okay.
If you've got it uploaded someplace where we can put a domain in.
Okay.
And if not, I will find a way to get it to everybody in the follow-up email for the webinar.
Okay, maybe we'll just after the call, I'll just transfer it to you and you can send it out through an email.
I will make sure and do that, sir.
Okay. What I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to get right into how we put together a small letter, how we do some direct mail. Direct mail is extremely effective if it's done right, and it'll cost you a fortune if it's done wrong. Now, one thing that people think is that if they buy the right piece of software, they're going to make money. And I don't care how good the software is, and I'll tell you that the software that Dave, Chris, and Ed have is phenomenal. It's powerful stuff. Use it every single day. But that piece of software isn't going to make you a dime unless you get customers. So we're left with this problem. We need to get customers, and it doesn't end there. Just because you get a customer doesn't mean that you're going to make money. If in fact you expect to set up some nifty little campaigns for them with tabletop displays in their restaurants and get them handing out cards, and people are going to opt in, and people are going to be texting, and you're going to build them a big list, and people are going to respond to offers as the texting happens, and the customers are going to come in, and that business is going to be thanking you because you did such a great job, and and it's absolute bliss. Well, here's the wake-up call. None of that's going to work unless you do it right. You can't expect it to work as I just explained it, because it doesn't work that way. If you can't build a list for your the businesses that have signed up with you, if you expect them to be building their list through tabletops and whatever else you've got out there, if that's what you're expecting, it's not going to happen. Here's the problem. The businesses don't truly believe that this is the holy grail of advertising. If you get them on a free 2-week trial and you monitor how many opt-ins they're getting, it's going to be close to zero. It's going to be very low. Until the customer, until the business really gets behind what you're doing and really believes in it, they won't push it. I've gone in, I've seen my displays at the cash register turned backwards. I've seen boxes of cards that I've dropped off 2 weeks later, they're just as full. People don't build lists unless they're completely sold on it. When they are, that business is going to really produce results because they're going to get behind the system and they're going to work with it. But you have to be able to build a list for them. So the whole process can actually become rather complicated. We're going to work through a couple scenarios here tonight. I'm going to send you off this software and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. I'm going to show you 2 quick ways of getting customers. And remember, just because I get you customers doesn't mean that you're going to get rich overnight. You have to be able to build lists. So let's take a look at this. Okay, I'll just minimize that. I'm going to send you off a font. And this font was created by a 15-year-old girl. And she worked at it to make it just right so that we would get responses. If you are trying to approach your customers with automation, they're not going to buy it. If you're trying to be deceptive or extremely clever, it's in general, it's just not going to work. Okay, if you're looking at the PC, when I go down to the very bottom here, I've got my little Windows icon. If I click on that, it's going to open the little window here, and we're going to type in fonts. And you'll see right at the top, it opens, it has a folder here called fonts. And if we double click on that, it's going to open up our appearance and personalization and fonts. That's all you have to do. And then I'm going to send you the file, and it's going to be sent just like this. It's just it's called Mandy. Mandy's the girl who designed this font. And all you have to do, left click on it and drag it into your system folder and just drop it. And you're going to have a brand new font on your computer. And this font's going to get you customers. Now, we're going to go right into using that font. I hope that was explained clear enough. I'm going to go into my paint program. You can use anything that you like. The size of the card that we're using, we're putting it on 8.5 by 11 cardstock. I get mine at Staples, 100-pound cardstock. Doesn't really matter what the color is. I prefer ivory envelope and ivory cards. Now, I'm going to show you the exact letter that we use. Okay. Pretty slow at the one-fingered typing. I've never been fast at that. But this is, in fact, the sales letter. I'll make sure when Dave does the email that I give you this word for word. In town, when I'm mailing in my city, I walked past your pizza place yesterday and it was quiet. You should, in fact, go past their pizza place and see if it's quiet. I make sure that I'm out driving around, and I notice that a lot of businesses are very quiet. This is a letter. I walked past your pizza place yesterday and it was quiet. I've got an idea to get you more customers. Give me a call if you'd like to chat. Ken, and the phone number. This will get your phone ringing. We have had many students get their very first customers in the business with this simple letter. Now, what am I doing with this? I'm actually laying this up, and it's just black. I print it on my laser printer at home. You can print it yourself, or you can go down to Staples. And this is exactly what I'm doing. I've got a little paper cutter here at home, so, well, it's not quite so little, but anyway, I lay 4 up on a sheet, just like this. And I'm sure that some people are sitting there in disbelief wondering if it's actually that simple. Will this actually work? Is this a gimmick? Let me tell you a story here. When I'm going to print these, I take these lines off. I'm just sort of showing you from start to finish here. That's exactly what it looks like. They end up being 5.5 by 4 1/4, and I buy matching envelopes from Staples. That's a place I use, and I buy the 5.5 by 4 3/4 envelope. Anyway, it's just like a thank you envelope and a thank you card. I put it on cardstock so it has some weight to it. Make sure that you stamp it. Make sure that you get a real stamp put on there and mail those out. And as fast as those get out, your phone will ring. Last week, I had an older Italian restaurant owner give me a call. And I said, oh, or he said, you sent me this letter, you know, I'm very interested. And I said, okay, so you want to know what my idea is? He said, no, he said, I'm not interested in that. He said, I'm too old to worry about marketing. He said, I was interested in the chat part. He said, I'm just sitting here, I got nobody to talk to. And he said, I opened your card and it says, give me a call if you'd like to chat. So anyway, I spent 20 minutes on the phone talking to this guy, not even about marketing. People call. Why do they call? They call because they're curious. We have had big chains call because of this. We've had franchise owners call because of this simple little letter that looks like it's handwritten. Let's go right to the envelope.
Real quick, Ken.
Yep.
I'm getting a lot of questions in the chat box that I think I know the answer, but people are asking if you put the typos in there on purpose. For instance,
you can have typos in here if you like. You can. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's centered on the card. One guy actually said, you know, I could tell that it was printed on a laser printer. He said, but it was like your paper cutter was rough and it wasn't quite square. And he said, it just had that touch to it that told me that this wasn't a big company that was doing it. It was a smaller operator. It's the human touch. Typos don't matter. Positioning your paper so that it's not quite centered doesn't matter. Ripped edges don't matter. If you are not doing if you do not have a personalized approach in dealing with businesses, your stuff will all end up in the garbage. It has to have a personalized look. Now, I'm going to show you what I do with the envelopes, but I'm going to tell you what my thoughts are in regards to the envelope. Let's just go in. I'm going to go to where I get my addresses and everything. I just go into Yellow Book or Yellow Pages, and I just get all the pizza places. You know, if I'm just doing a letter like I'm showing here, it's all about pizza places. So I just come in here and I'll paste that in and I'll clean it up. I want to get the phone number out of here. And then I'm going to center this. Now, my recommendation is this. If you want the best responses, automate this little font on the thank you card, but physically handwrite the outside of the envelope. If it's handwritten, you're going to get a lot more responses. If they notice that it's a laser printer, you're going to lose some, but some people don't have the ability to, they don't have neat enough handwriting. So what happens is they don't want to make a mess of it. Well, this is the alternative. This still looks very natural. It's not a normal looking font. It actually is more like it's written by hand. This will get you responses. Writing the outside of that envelope by hand will get you much more responses. It takes a little bit of time. I suggest that you send out 20 of these per day and allow about 2 days and your phone will start ringing.
And I know the answer to this, Ken, but what's the response rate here, just so everybody understands the kind of power we're talking about? What's the response rate that this has wound up getting you?
Our overall average, direct mail is if you can get in between 1% and 3%, you should be extremely happy. After going through all of my mailings, after months and months, and the different people in the groups that I've had before, we average a 20% response rate. So let's go through the math. You send out 20 per day. It's going to take you a good solid half hour once you get in the rhythm. 20 people are going to receive this letter. 5 of them are going to respond. 2 of them are going to take a free trial, and 1 of them is going to end up being a paying customer. I like to figure my average out at about $200 per customer per month. So I'm able to grow my business by sending out 20 letters. I'm able to grow my business by 1 paying customer per day. That doesn't sound like a big response rate, but what if you were sending out 100 letters? And just to let you know, don't send out 100 letters. If you end up hitting the time just right and people respond, my goodness, your phone is going to absolutely ring nonstop. 20 a day is great. 1 paying customer, $200 a month. What if I do that for 20 days out of the month? How much is my income at now? $4,000 a month. What if I do the same process and nothing else for 3 months? What am I at now? $12,000. What if I do the exact same thing for 6 months? How much am I making now?
Yeah.
There's no easy push button that's going to make you rich at this business. What there are is sound marketing principles and hard work. Don't try and fool your customers. Don't try and fool people. Give them the straight goods. Be straight up with them. When they call and you talk to them, you know, let them know who you are, let them know what you do, and let them know, always say, hey, you know, if they're in town, can I pop by and show you what I'm doing? And don't worry, you know, I'm not here to sell you anything. I never try to sell my customers on the first shot. Give them a 1-week trial. Give them a 2-week trial for free. Let them build a list. Go for 3 weeks. Go for 4 weeks. If you think that you've got something that's so magical and so great that you're going to pop down and you're going to meet this person for the first time and show them your magic, and you're going to leave there with a check in your hand, you're deceived. You're not leaving there with a check in your hand. Can you pick one up next week? Absolutely. 2 weeks? 3 weeks? Let me tell you this, if you can set a customer up with SMS and you can build his list, or you've pre-built your list, and he presses the button through the mobile version, he enters his message and he hits the button 4:30 on Friday afternoon, and he gets a 9% response rate and he sends out 2,000 messages, he's going to sell 180 extra pizzas. Now, when he hits that button and he sells 180 pizzas on top of his regular run, he now believes that he's found the holy grail of marketing. You can then pick up a check and get him to sign an agreement. I don't go agreements. I just go month by month, cancel if you like. It's fine if you want to cancel any list that you've built at your restaurant, you know. You're not getting the list. I'm going to use that list, and I'm going to go and use it for my customers. But that's another point. This is one way that you're going to get customers. So we've now covered basically 2 hurdles. We've got the great software. We've got the customers. Well, we've got them calling. What's the next step? Before we go to the next step, let's go and look at one more method of prospecting. I know this is probably going to end up taking longer than I planned, but let's go ahead and take a look. Inside your mailbox every single day, well, almost every single day, you get, you know, people call it junk mail and I call it gold. Save your junk mail every day. Go through it over the garbage can, and I'm going to bring this up on the screen. I have this template. I'm going to send this off with Dave. I'll throw this in as a bonus. Here's what I do. I scan in their ad that they've sent me into my template. Or I find some online newspapers and I just copy the image and paste it in here. I add this little piece underneath. When you're carpet cleaning, instantly text the word win to this number. And this is what it says. The average lifespan of a print ad is 3 seconds. We can make it last for years. Okay, we got our 4 elements. And let's go over them. We've got our headline. We've got a problem. We've got a solution and a call to action. Those 4 things, and they're found in here. Now, they're going to warm up right away because they're going to recognize their ad. The average print ad lasts for about 3 seconds with each potential customer. Then it's headed for the recycle bin of the garbage. So how do you get more than 3 seconds out of a print ad? We can take your existing dead print ad and turn it into an interactive ad that will attract customers like a magnet. We use our own text message software that will allow you to build a customer list from print ads and customers already using your services. With 100% permission-based marketing, you'll be able to send coupons, discounts, and special offers to all of your customers with the push of a button. All we have to do is tweak your ad and it'll work for years, not seconds. Text messages have an open rate of 94% and are read within 5 minutes of being received. The average person is within 2 feet of their phone 24 hours a day. Where is your phone right now? Hey, that's a good question, everybody. Where is your phone right now? I guarantee you that for most of you, it's within 2 feet. Most of you sleep with your phone, and believe it or not, the one room in the house that has the highest cell phone usage rate is the bathroom. It's funny, people won't go to the washroom without their smartphone because they want to sit in there and spend some time watching videos and it's quiet. Anyway, everybody's got their phone with them. People can relate to this. We specialize in helping carpet cleaning companies set up fully automated systems that will send out carpet cleaning reminders right to your customers' cell phones. Contact your entire list with a push of a button right from your cell phone. Your customers are going to love you. Give me a call and let me show you exactly what we can do for you free of charge. We're going to give them a demo free of charge.
Does anybody?
This simple little.
Yeah.
Sorry?
No, I'm sorry, Ken. I didn't mean to butt in here, but how many of you guys have been through my $1,000 a day program? How many of you have seen that now? Probably quite a few of you. Does anybody recognize? Does any of this sound familiar? You're damn right. You know why? The shit works. Pay attention here, and this will change your business forever. This is, Ken and I go back and forth all the time. There's nobody on the planet that I enjoy brainstorming more about, and Ken and I both really take the time to craft a sales letter that's still personable but drives home a point. This is the exact same thing that I do with the $1,000 a day. Take their existing ad, use your buzzwords, interactive, gravity, and show them why their ad isn't working. And then tell them how you can fix it. And it's a home run.
It is. And just the fact that they see their ad on there, I mean, they're instantly warm to it, knowing that this isn't bulk mail. There's already a sense of credibility there because they're seeing their own ad. They'll read this. They'll read every word that's on here because that image is going to capture their attention because it's their image. And it's true. This type of marketing works. It's as simple as can be because all I'm doing is scanning in their image. I just scan it right off of, I clip it right out of the junk mail, scan it into my computer, or find your local offline or online newspaper. And just capture the image and throw it in here. That's all I've done. And Dave's right. Plain and simple, it works. Those are the two prospecting methods that I'm going to show you. But now we have to get past the third hurdle. Okay, number one, the first hurdle was we needed great software. Hopefully you have great software. Number two, you have to get your phone ringing. Through the two methods that I've shown you, your phone will ring. The third thing that we have to do is we have to be able to close the deal. They give us a call and we say, hey, we're going to pop down and let's talk about this. Let me show you what I've got. Well, what do you actually have to show them? What are you going to do? Go down there and talk to them? Explain how great your system is? They've heard all that before. What are you going to do? Well, let me show you. Let me grab one here. Here's one. It's nice to have the right graphics, and our graphics are all done by a senior designer at Disney. This simple template, you know, I've got the graphics that I use. I put in here. You know, I've got no problem providing you these graphics. This is the card that you need to bring in. This is what you want to put in his hand as you're talking to him, and you want to point out step number one. Clerk provides customer a text promo card asking if they'd like to sign up for a chance to win. Step two, I'm pointing this out to him. Customer texts a keyword to the phone number on the card to see if they're a winner. Step number three, customer receives an automated text message informing them if they've won and thanking them for using our automated system. Step number four, customers added to a list of loyal customers to whom you can directly market your store specials. The best part, you market to them year-round with their permission. Now this card that's in the center, I make up the different cards. I've got them for hair salons, and you know, my focus has been on 4 industries, and I've now gone into my 5th industry. Let me tell you what we focus on. We don't focus on the industries that we think are going to respond. We don't focus on the industries that we love. We focus on these industries because we have dedicated software and marketing material that caters to these industries. Beauty salons, flower shops, pizza delivery, oil changes, and pubs. You need to have this type of graphic. When you go in, if you're not a great salesman and you're tongue-tied, this one closes the deal every time. This one closes the deal because they understand what you're telling them. No matter how clear it is in your mind, a lot of people don't understand text message marketing. This will help them have a very clear understanding of what your system is and what it does. I'm not going to go into any detail in regards to the software, but you know, the software is dedicated and focused on certain industries where it really performs. These industries respond. These industries will make you money. Get into some other industries and I'll tell you, it's just very difficult. They just don't get it. They can't build a list. The customers don't respond to text messaging. These industries are awesome. You'll make money every time with this. Now, another thing that I do is I go in, and this is an 8.5 by 11 holder that I get from Staples, and it's acrylic, and I have the graphic. It's easy to adapt. I just drop their logo on here, and I just tape the back. I have my sheets done up. When I walk into the business, I show them, look, here's how it works, and I physically set this by their cash register. And I show them the card, and I point this out, and I show them how this is going to help them build a list. And they are getting it. They understand. It's now clear. They've got a physical product sitting at their cash register. They've got a piece of card stock. And I always put that on card stock. It's nice and heavy. It's not flimsy. Show them how it works. Now the customer says, okay, that's good. I say, hey, look, free trial, let's go for a couple of weeks and see what we come up with. And the guy goes, what do we have to do to get started? And I say, we already have. Because when I've gone in, I've already pre-set up this guy's campaign. If he doesn't take it, on the next one I use this number or this keyword for that customer. But I try and set these up ahead of time so I don't have to go home and do the work. If he is interested and he wants a trial, it's easy to close them because there's nothing else we have to do. There's nothing else they have to do. Don't get distracted by these cards. This is all you have to do to get them started. And when you set it on their cash register, when you show them the card and they get it, it's the easiest thing in the world because the campaign is in fact live. The next customer that comes in, I set this default to 1 in 100 wins. It's easy to close the customers even if you're not a salesman, if you have the right material and the right training. It's not difficult. It's simple. Now let's move on to the next problem. How many hurdles do we have to get over here before we're actually making money? Well, we already know that we need the good software. We know that we need to get our phone ringing. We now know that we need to be able to close the deal. What's the last component? It's the list building. And the very last thing that we're going to cover, for those that stick around, I'm going to show you one of my quick and simple and easy list building strategies that you can implement within a day. And it works extremely well. Let's go to the next thing that we're going to take a look at. We need to look at list building. Now, we need to take a look at some real live examples. And now, I've spent enough time with Facebook ads. Sorry, Dave?
Yeah, no, you guys, this will blow you away. This is absolutely phenomenal. Um, this is something I would have never thought of, and I have watched this evolve from its base from the inception. When Ken told me what he was going to do here, I said, I don't know, man. And he's going to share with you the results here, and this is unbelievable. So pay attention. Omarosa told me to shut up. All right, fair enough. Go ahead.
Okay. Now let's get into the real interesting aspect of our business. Everything else you may have thought was elementary, and in fact it is elementary. WSOs, from some people, tend to complicate issues. They tend to distract you. They tend to take you down different rabbit trails. If you find that you're bouncing around, you've got to bring yourself into focus and go back to the basics. The basic letter, that basic ad. Having a little bit of the right graphics, meeting people, talking to them, focusing on the right businesses. It's a simple plan. Now, let's take a look at this. I've been promoting this thing for 5.5 days. Basically, I went active with this 5.5 days, and I'm going to show you the actual stats. Now, when I'm doing list building for a business, number one, I use Facebook ads because they work every single day. I've got the technique and the strategy. I don't have time to go into the great details of how to do that because it takes substantial training. I've trained a number of small groups, and they've had remarkable success. I am going to be having another group of training, and I'll tell you that I make myself available about 18 hours a day. It's one-on-one coaching. It's recorded webinars every single night, 15 sessions long. We cover everything. But let's take a look at list building. Two things I'm going to show you. One is Facebook. I use Facebook ads. I control the flow of traffic through a couple settings in Facebook ads. Some people may be more experienced and knowledgeable than me, but I'll tell you that I get results. It works, it's cheap, and you can make it go viral without any fancy applications. I'm going to show you exactly how effective this is. Let's take a look. 1,308 people have liked this page in 5 days. Here's the remarkable stat right beside it. 1,171 are talking about this right now. Let's take a look at that ratio. Almost everyone who's liked the page is talking about it. It means that they're active with it. Let's take a look at, well, first of all, let's take a look at some of the interaction that we have here. Let's go post by others. In 5.5 days, what kind of action are we seeing on here? These are all posts by other people. Let me just scroll through here. Let's just keep scrolling. Hopefully the screen delay isn't too long. Let's see the next set of results. Let's load up another page. I think you're getting the idea here right now that we have a lot of interaction. How much interaction? We've had about 700 posts on our Facebook page in 5.5 days. Let's take a look. It keeps going and going and going and going. What do we use on Facebook? Well, two elements. We're looking for something that people hate or something that people love. And I work on both of those areas. This one here is called Prince George Potholes. People are passionate about the potholes, as you can see in these pictures. I've had them put videos on here. I see them have put contents. I'm going to quit scrolling because you already get the idea that it's about 700 long. It's one heck of a long page for 5.5 days. I know companies that have been on Facebook for 5 years and don't have this kind of interaction. Now let's take a look at the actual stats. I'm not here to promote Facebook. I'm not here to tell you that you need to do a fan page. I'm here to tell you how to build traffic and how to convert it to SMS. I use Facebook and I use Facebook ads. Why do I use Facebook? because I'm saving a lot of money by directing my Facebook ads back to Facebook. They give you a price break. It becomes cheaper. Let's go here to our insights so that you can see how long this page has actually been active. And let's take a look at some of the things that we're doing. 1,309 likes. Well, here we can see, basically we're starting on May the 12th. Well, basically, I just did a few posts. Here you can see where I actually start to market it. It's right around, what is that, I don't know what date that is, the 19th, the 15th. Anyway, I've marketed this thing pretty hard for about 5.5 days. The last couple of days I haven't done anything with it, but I did my test for about 5.5 days. 1,309 likes. What does that mean? Who cares how many people liked your page? I don't like the pages I visit, but guess what? I revisit them. I still don't like them. I couldn't care less whether they like it or not. Let's take a look at the actual stats here. This is the number that we want to take a look at. In the last week, I have reached 32,869 people through Facebook. Let's take a look at another stat. Remember, I have 79,000 people in my city. Well, I'm reaching people that are from all over the planet here. Well, that's true, but let's try and get that. Let's try and take a look at what we're really getting. Let's take a look at the likes. Here's a stat that everyone's going to be interested in. Let's take a look. As you can see up here, 75% of the people that are visiting my page and liking my page are female. Do you know that with Facebook ads, I don't market to males? Let me tell you the scenario. Any dad that has a couple good-looking daughters, hopefully every dad thinks he's got good-looking daughters, you tell those good-looking daughters to go hang out in the lawn chair in the front yard. And guess what? Within 30 minutes, just about every boy from the neighborhood is over visiting with your daughters. Women on Facebook are the ones that respond. The better your response, the lower your cost. I only market on Facebook to females. What ages? 18 to 54. I get a little bit in the over 55, but I don't market to them. This is my group. Anything else that comes in here, it's because they followed the females in. They followed the ladies. You can see that the women respond. The next thing that you know is that females are social. They click on things. If they see things, they share things. They communicate. They're social. The guys, and every wife will know this, that excellent communication in between the wife and the husband, in the husband's opinion, is basically a grunt. Females aren't like that. They like to talk, express, share. Facebook is for girls. The guys are there because the girls are there. Most of the guys couldn't care less about Facebook. But the women respond, and the women bring in the men. Now, let's take a look at our reach. Let's take a good close look. How many am I reaching in my city? Out of that 32,000 or 33,000, 21,184 people last week were from inside my city. That's 25% of the people in my city. These are unique. We have 80,000 people here. 50,000 have Facebook. Do you realize that in unique visits, almost 50% of everyone on Facebook has visited my page? If those stats don't impress you, there's a problem. Let's go and take a look at this page. You know that there's some very simple viral steps to do in Facebook. I don't want to get into all of those, but I'm going to tell you that it's easy to market right here. These are the spots, and you're allowed to have 12 of these pages. I use a program called Azure so that I can iframe in. my customer's website and I can charge them the money. I have 2 places right now for, I was going to go a bit more, but I've got 2 places that are coming in here next week at $800 a month, as long as the page stays viral. Now, I can assure you that the page will stay viral, and guess what? It's going to grow and grow and grow because I'm using some very simple strategies inside Facebook.
Real quick, Ken.
I'll tell you one of my, yep.
Real quick. Let's talk about what happened less than 2 days into this campaign here, and click the videos tab.
Okay, let's actually that one they moved that URL. I haven't recaptured, but let me tell you what happened. 2 days after I launched, I had a message from the local news station. They wanted to get us on video. They wanted to shoot the video footage, and they wanted to get us on TV. Well, guess what? 3 times that day we made the headlines in the news. We made the local newspaper, and we had another radio station that day get in touch with us, and they ran our site all day long. And guess what? The next day, 2 more radio stations did did recorded interviews and ran our page all day long. It is extremely easy to create a buzz in your city if you know what you're doing with Facebook. Everybody is going to notice you. I can literally walk into any business right now and say, hey, we're the creators of Prince George potholes. Guess what? Everybody knows about us. Do you know how easy it is to market to those businesses? It's extremely easy. Let me tell you, we've got Prince George potholes. Everybody hates potholes, and we've got a lot in the city. People hate them. You can think of a lot of different things that people hate, and you will go viral. You can think of a lot of things that people love, and you will go viral. What do people love? Well, we're just putting together a number of fan pages for the people that were in my last group. We're building pages that are called I Love Prince George, I Love Victoria, I Love Seattle, I Love Baltimore. We're putting together a number of pages. Those things have deals, they have history. Let me see if I can just quickly log into this one. Let's take a look right here. This is the start of my fan page and this one's unpublished, but I want to show you something that's really interesting. This one's I Love Prince George. This one's going to have nothing but deals. It's going to have local deals here. It's going to have a car dealership. It's going to have a realtor on here, and I'm going to drive all kinds of traffic to this, and I'm going to make this thing go viral, and it's going to be the place where everyone comes for deals. I got the system in place. Let me show you. Here's where marketers fall short. Content. Everybody says build a fan page. Everybody says build a website. Well, how many people fall short in the content department? Hire somebody to write articles for you. It's garbage. That's all complete garbage. Show me people who are getting traffic from that garbage. I have had no success with it, and the people that I know of have had no success. How do you get real content that people love? Do you know why so many people go to the big websites? They go there not because of any great marketing. They go there because they love the site. They love the content. The girls go to TMZ or whatever it is because they love the gossip. It's great. Breaking news, celebrities, celebrities caught in the act. It's all about the content. Internet marketers struggle with content because they're always sold. They're always thinking about the fact that they've got to sell to people. Stop trying to sell to people. You can't make money selling to people. It's not how you make money with this. Let's take a look at what I've done here. Let me scroll down. This is the beginning. I still have a lot of content to add. And you know, I can just go down and show you. This is my Facebook timeline, and I won't go too far back. I talked with my local museum. They charge $12 per picture to post on your website. They said, nobody's asked us to go on Facebook. They said it's 12 bucks a picture. And I explained to them that I just did the website that was Prince George Potholes, the fan page, and guess what? The curator himself got back and said, you know what? Download every picture you want. They're free of charge for you. We'll issue you a letter of permission for usage. I have 15,000 historical pictures. Guess what? I got a little bit of content going here. And you know what? For the people that live here, man, this is awesome stuff. Some of these buildings still exist, and I have fun just going through these pictures, clicking on them, viewing them in full size. This is great content. And guess what? I'm now at the point where I'm moving into color. What have I done? I got in touch with a local photographer who's been around for years and years and years, and a local historian, and guess what? Free of charge. All the images that you want, the only thing that I have to do for them is create them a tab here to advertise their services. The historian, I'm going to iframe in his website, and the photographer. All the content that I need for the next 10 years, I already have. Let's say that you don't have that content. Well, first of all, you can build your own content. And it's very simple. Facebook ads, drive them to your page. When they get to your fan page, you have a little bit of content, but the first thing that you have at the top is a photo contest. Submit your pictures. I'm going to pick one, and you're going to win a $100 gift certificate, or you're going to win $100 cash, or you're going to win a gas card. Well, guess what? You'll be surprised at how many people have pictures of their city kicking around. And I put in there, it's not the best picture that's going to win. It might be the one that has the best character. We're going to decide, we're going to pick one. Now you're going viral because people are sharing their images with you, and it's posting back on their news feed. What's another simple way to make your stuff go viral? Let's take a look at this picture. When I put a post out, all I have to say is, please leave a comment on at the bottom of this picture, or please comment on this picture, and everyone who comments will have a chance to win dinner. And guess what? People will comment. People have a hard time sharing things on Facebook. They're afraid to share unless it's a picture or a video. You might get some shares. Likes have very little weight with Facebook. The only thing that we're after to go viral is comments, because it opens up all channels and takes down all walls in Facebook's eyes. If you tell everyone to just comment on this picture, you've gone viral. Your 100 people will turn into 300 people. And let me just prove this. Let's go back to Prince George Potholes, and let's go to Insights, and let's take a good look at viral. Let's take a look, and this is live, so you know what you see here is what you get. Let's look at the bottom. When I do a post, it's reaching, this one reached 2,821 people. Look at the growth that I'm seeing. Let's take a look at one of these. Let's click on it. The blue shows that the visits and sharing is coming from people inside my group. This is the bar that we care about. Only 164 people shared or clicked or interacted with this content that were not on from my fans of my page. Only 164. Let's take a look at what I've done now that I've started to kick up the viral nature of my page. How do you like that? 833 people from my page, which is pretty darn good. That means roughly 3/4 of my page is interacting. But let's take a look at the viral nature. What have I got here? 2,133 people have been interacting with that post who are not fans of my page. The more I focus on simple viral techniques, the more I'm able to drive traffic to my page. Now, I can show you once again through my insights, and let's see if we can go in here and take a look at this. Let's go right down here.
And from here, Ken, it's really pretty easy to convert them to an SMS.
Oh my goodness.
Right?
Look, Dave, if you've got a great deal and you promoted that deal for the week and it went out to 25% of your city and it was a hot deal, our justification and reason for using SMS is because how do you get the coupon from the page to the store? Get them to print it out? That's pretty old-fashioned, really. We just say text this word to this number and we'll send you this offer right to your phone and you can go in and claim it at your convenience. If you can reach 25% of your city with a hot deal, you are going to be overrun with thousands and thousands and thousands of people opting in. Now, why are they opting in? I build trust with my people. I'm not trying to sell them things. Once again, that's another discussion. But let's take a look at this. Page views in the last week. Let's take a look. Here's the unique ones. 389 unique page views in a day. But hang on, that's not the total. That's just unique. How many of my people are coming back to check things out? Let's go up here and take a look. 1,629 page views on the 21st of May. And let's also take a look down here. 326. 326 and 16. I'm getting over 2,000 visits per day. These are all unique. 2,000 visits per day to a page that's been marketed for 5.5 days. You can see the timeline. There's no getting past this. This is reality. In 5.5 days, I'm driving 2,000 visits a day to my page. I hope that impresses the heck out of you because it impresses me. I impress myself sometimes with those stats. It's really that simple. You know, there's a number of, and unfortunately we just don't have the time. You know, I'd love to give you more value for showing up here tonight, but I can only go so far. Dave, do you want me to now go into the item I was going to save for the very end? Is there something that you want to talk? For a minute or two?
No, I think it's just really important for people to understand that it doesn't matter where the list is being built. Once the list is built, it's simple to drive them into SMS. And SMS is the proper vehicle to maintain that list with and use to market. You know, think about this for a second, guys. If you can build a list centered around your locality and then use your SMS system to deliver the deals and deliver the coupons, and it's just a super easy thing to transition them from one thing to SMS. Now, if you were going the other direction and trying to build an SMS list and then transition them to Facebook, that's probably a little tougher thing. But
Yes.
To build them in Facebook and transition them into SMS is simply going to be a matter of replacing one of the tabs that you see on the screen with, you know, I mean, this is a potholes page. So do you think you could get Tires Plus to advertise a shock and tire special? Do you think you could get Meineke Muffler to advertise? Do you think you could probably, if you looked hard enough, find a picture of an old rusty muffler laying in a pothole in your town? I bet you could. And then offer them up the deal through text messaging, and you will transition 80% of these people over to your SMS list, which you
Yes.
can continue to monetize and continue to utilize with all of these local clients forever. You know, it's really just that simple. We are pressed for time, And I know we're going to lose a recording if we go too long, Ken. So show them the coup de grace.
Okay, let's take a look at this, and you know, you might think that this is funny, and you know, ultimately I guess that it is. But let's take a look here at let me see. I'll show you right on my Facebook page right here.
And this is so simple to pull off, you guys. So simple to pull off. I want you to take a look at what's going on here. And then just, you know, kind of, you don't have to punch it in the question box, but just kind of put a number in the back of your head. What do you think this is worth as far as opt-ins and list building? Because I guarantee you when the numbers come out of Ken's mouth here in a minute, you're going to be equally as impressed as you are with the Facebook presentation.
Okay, this one is quite funny. When I park at the mall, everybody can see the sign because it's above the top of people's vehicles. When there's a few places that I go, here's the opt-in rate. My opt-in rate averages 1 opt-in every 2 minutes. 1 opt-in every 2 minutes. Where am I going with this? You know, in my course, I cover all the areas where you can put these little, I've got some little signs that cost 20 bucks, and they'll get you 1,000 opt-ins a month, 2,000 opt-ins a month, as long as you know where to place them. This sign cost me, the frame itself and the setup cost me in between $60 and $70. It's that cheap. Now, if you go out here, here's one of the things that I do. We've got a couple very, very busy. We've got about 6 very busy drive-throughs that sell coffee, and they go through car after car after car. Well, what I do is I park so that I'm right in that lineup, so people have to go right past the back of my vehicle. And I average opt-ins 1 every 2 minutes. That's how many cars are going through. Basically, every single person that sees this is texting in. Any place where customers are held hostage, you should get a 100% opt-in rate. Now, this thing is great. Can you imagine if you went to watch the Chicago Bears, and I'll just pick Chicago, not that I would go and watch the Bears, and I can tell you that I drove 59 hours from the west coast of British Columbia all the way to Green Bay to watch Brett Favre play football. But I'm going to use Chicago as an example. What if you got there 2 hours early and parked your vehicle where the main source of walking traffic was coming from? And let's say that they had 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000 people, a college football game. And what if you were right at the main entrance with this and you parked there early? How many opt-ins do you think you would get in the period of the 2 hours before the game and 10 minutes after the game? Would you get 1,000 opt-ins? Would you get 2,000? Would you get 10,000? Would you get 15,000?
You know, and what if you just
depending on the crowd?
Yeah, what if you decided?
Yeah, go ahead.
What if you decided to target that team for the entire season with an opportunity to win season tickets for the next year?
Oh my goodness!
Right? I mean, now you've got a niche-specific SMS list that's probably over the course of a year going to total 40 or 50,000 people.
That is exactly correct, and if you build a list like that and you go to that team, and if it was to build to win season tickets, and you went to that team and said, hey, look, I built up this massive list, and I've been using the list because it's my list. And remember, you can put your conditions on this sign. In Canada, we've got very laid-back SMS rules, but you can put them on here. It's not going to change anything. so that you technically and legally can market to them, knock yourself out. It won't stop people from opting in. They'll opt in just as fast, just like madmen. You know what? I can't drive down the street and go to the corner store and get back. I go and gas up my vehicle. By the time I get back, I've got 25 or 30 opt-ins, and I think I didn't even see 25 people on the way. Your list will grow, and if you can get this in front of crowds, it stands out. And I've got friends that laughed at me and said, "Are you nuts?" And my response is, "Yeah, pretty much. Who drives around with a sign on their roof?" I said, "I don't know. Who's making $5 grand on a good day? Who's making $10 grand on a good day?" Well, they're certainly not making that. I don't care how funny it looks. You know what? The business owners love this. I can have one side of the sign advertising one offer. The other side can have a different offer. And guess what? I can then flip them around. So I've got 4 active signs here. When I'm not getting people for the iPad, if I'm going to go and build a list and I'm going to charge the pizza place $300, $300 to go out and advertise for them at a local sporting event, $300 to park there early. Plus, I'm getting the list because I'm charging them so much per opt-in, I'm charging them so much for text message they send out, and I'm charging them for the advertising. I can literally pay for this sign in one evening. I can pay for the frame, the sign. I can pay for it in one evening. Every sporting event that I go to, I can make $300 for one side of the sign and $300 for the next side. You show me somebody who goes and watches a football game and comes out and has made $600 while watching the game. And all I did was park. So call me whatever you like. I am outside of the box. But show this to a business owner, and guess what? They don't think it looks stupid. You know what they think? They think, "Oh my goodness, that's genius. That's genius." Guess what? I was talking with Terry. She's the one who signed up all the dominoes, member of the last class, or the first class. And get this, they would like to outfit every one of their delivery vehicles with rooftop signs that look like this. And you know what? I'm attached to my roof rack, but you know, you can get the roof racks that have the straps, that ratchet, so you can take them on and off. It takes you 30 seconds to throw that sign on the roof. It's made out of 2x8. Anyone who's interested in that, I can throw the dimensions down there. It's basically just a box that's 3 feet tall and 6 feet wide, and it's got the chloroplast, you know, the plastic sign, and it's sitting on 2 more 2x8s that have U-bolts that are going over top of my roof rack. That's it.
And think about this. Once you have that targeted list of people that you know came from the city that you live in, how powerful are you when you can walk into any pizza place or any restaurant with a pre-built list and say, "Listen, I'm a text message marketer. Pick your slowest night. I'm going to fill the place." Do you think that client is yours forever at that point? I mean, when you can show up with the list and fill their restaurant or sell an extra 100 pizzas on their slowest night, whatever the case may be, that client is yours forever. Because nothing delivers like that. They can advertise, they can buy the most expensive custom designed print advertising and run it in every local paper and run billboards and all of that shit. And nothing is going to perform like this is going to perform.
Yep. Yep, that's right. And another thing to think about is not only are they paying me $300 for each side of the sign when I sit and watch a game, but remember, when they text in to win whatever it is, text to win a large pizza or whatever, the losing message that comes back for that whole evening, guess what it's going to say? Well, we know that they're going into a sporting event. We know that they're opting in right now. The losing message is an offer that says, "Hey, when you're done watching the Spruce Kings tonight, pop over and pick up a pizza. We'll give you one to celebrate our victory for $9. And guess what? You can even call ahead to place your order so we have it ready for you when the game's over. It's very personalized approaches. It's being in the right neighborhoods. It's doing this for pubs and going to softball games where you know that they're going to a certain pub after. And if you can be there and advertise for a pub, you can direct them to the pub of your choice. How much do the pubs pay to go to the ball games? We've got one that has 4 diamonds, and literally they play 2 games every night. So that's 8 games times 2. That's 16 teams times 10 people, plus the fans, spouses. We're talking 200, 250 people. And guess what? I can park right in a parking lot, and you know what? I go down, and each team, I give them a stack of opt-in cards. They've seen the sign. They opt in. Well, guess what? I'm now building a list that's targeted to an area, to a neighborhood. With mobile signs, you can actually target your neighborhood. And you know what? You can get your customers to Facebook. You can get them to text in and send them a link to Facebook. You can say, visit us on Facebook. You can do pretty much anything that you want. And it is extremely effective. People cannot take their eyes off of this funny-looking sign. Everybody comments. Everybody in town knows about this sign. Now, we're going to be starting our next course on Tuesday. Your holiday in the U.S. is on Monday. We're starting Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We're going for 15 days straight. The only times that we take off are Sunday evenings to go through exactly what we do for traffic generation, how to set up your pages, how to go viral, how to make a fan page. You know, we're providing the graphics. It takes us 15 days. And when you've gone through it, you know, it's like Terry said, you know, she really believes that going through that course has changed her life. Now, the course that I offer isn't cheap, but it's very complete. Everything to show you exactly the smallest detail and how to actually turn your traffic on and off. Literally, I can have hundreds of people. I did a test. In 30 minutes, I said I can drive 1,000 people to my page. I had 1,000 visits in just less than 30 minutes, because if you know how to turn the traffic on and off, you can save a lot of money. You can turn on the traffic at the right time. Facebook, when you're going to do a post and when you're going to kick in a whole bunch of traffic to come to your page, it's really cheap if you do it in blasts. 8 o'clock at night is a fantastic time, and I show you, and I showed Dave how to do the fine-tune adjustments, and I watch them, I change them, and I flood my page with traffic. Anyway, I'm providing the graphics. I'm on Skype. It's personal coaching. It's one-on-one. I'm happy to help everybody out. Make sure that you're set up. Make sure that you've got a system that's working for you. And for some people, $397 is not cheap. But you have to ask yourself, is this a real business? How much have you spent in software and how much money are you making? Most people are making nothing. You're still spending money. Now, for those who can't afford $397, maybe you can send Dave an email, and you know we can probably work something out to help you out a little bit.
Yeah, and we can find. Yeah, I mean, I'm on board with this, and I want to find a way to work with anybody that needs it and will take it serious, okay? But one thing I want to say here, knowing you the way I do, Ken, and I know you won't be offended by this, but this is not a membership area. This is not a WSO. This is none of that crap. This is a one-on-one personal coaching where Ken is going to take you by the hand, start to finish. You do have to have Skype. because that's how he works. That's how he makes himself available. If you're not willing to get Skype, this isn't for you. If you're not willing to take it seriously, hang up now. This is going to change your life. I promise you, when you go through Ken's 15 sessions, that will be the last training you have to do. It just absolutely will. It changed my life. I was fortunate enough to find Ken back in, I guess it was about a year ago, or August of last year.
Yep.
And it changed my life. Just like it has for Terry, just like it has for Rosa, just like it has for Lenny. I mean, this is the real deal. This is hardcore, no fluff, no fancy header, none of that crap. This is one-on-one coaching with the guy for SMS. So if this is what you need, then this is the right course. Very frankly, I think what Ken has shared on this webinar alone tonight is easily worth $400. Because if you go use it, you'll make the $400 back by the end of this week. Not next week, this week. Yeah, I know tomorrow's Friday. I said it on purpose.
Yep.
This is the real deal. And if you want it and it's right for you, you can get it at wreckingballsms.com/Ken. We've got it on the screen right now. There's a lot of thank yous, and I want to thank you for coming in, Ken, and teaching everybody this. You didn't have to do this. Nobody, you're not going to hear Ken do a webinar for very many people. And we asked him to please do this for our crowd. Ken is instrumental in developing the Wrecking Ball SMS system, as some of you know, and if you don't, that system wouldn't exist without Ken. He was instrumental in getting it off the ground and worked with me to bring it to completion. And it was designed to support these out-of-the-box ideas that Ken has. And this is something I think you all should consider. In the grand scheme of things, if you're building a real business, $397 is nothing. As a matter of fact, multiply that by 10, it's still nothing. You'll make it back your first month. Terry, what did Terry say? Terry goes from zero, never had made a dime online, to $7,000 a month in 15 days. Do I have that number right, Ken? I think she quotes zero.
I believe it's worth something like that. I'm not sure. It's hard to put a number on that, but as focused as you want to be, I say people should be targeting $20,000 a month. It's not enough to make a living. You've got to make better than a living, because otherwise you can go and get the world's best recurring income. It's called a job.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. A couple of questions that's coming in. No, it's 15 days or 15 weeks. No, this is 15 days. This is hardcore training. Everything will be recorded, but this is a fast-track program. This is designed to get you up and running and closing clients fast. It's no BS. Ken's already told you here on this call tonight the 5 niches that he's going to instruct you to target. Doesn't mean those are the only 5, but those are the 5 that Ken's proven convert. So there's no point in doing anything else. If you can't manage the $397, shoot us an email, support@wreckingballmarketing.com, and let's talk. We'll find a way to try and make it work. I'll be real honest with everybody on the call. We're not going to set up a 6-month payment plan. We're not going to set up, payment plans for everybody. It's going to have to be for people that want it. It's going to have to be for people that take it serious. This isn't a WSO that you can return in 30 days, because it is personalized one-on-one coaching, and Ken makes himself available practically 18 hours a day. Well, it is 18 hours a day most days, and
It is, yeah.
yeah, and he's there to help, and that's time that he cannot recover. So if you're not willing to take it serious, this isn't for you. On the other hand, if you've decided you're going to be a marketer and you're going to be an SMS marketer, there is no better program on the planet. And this will change your life. It will change the way you think about everything. Does it? I see in the chat box, does it still say 15 weeks on here somewhere? It's not supposed to if it does. It's supposed to be 15 sessions. I don't think it does.
Yeah, no, it says 15 sessions.
15 sessions. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
all good. Yeah, Ed just punched in the chat box. Sorry, guys, it isn't 15 weeks. It's 15 days of grinding training. And that's absolutely right. Be prepared to work. Be prepared to build your business. If you're not, don't do this. If you're not going to take it serious, don't do it.
Dave, let me just add something to that. You know, if you take this, if you jump in and you really want to get serious about your marketing, you want to get customers, and you want to get yourself a great income, I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. We're going to record the sessions. We go for an hour every night, Monday to Saturday, and I'll be asking you to do something every night. We're doing our mailings. We're up and running and ready within 2 days to send out our letters. And I'm going to ask you, did you get your letters ready? And you know, I'm going to tell you that on the next session, I'm going to be holding you accountable, and I have no problem embarrassing you if you're not ready. If you can't watch it live, watch the recording and keep up, because we're here to make money, and I have no problem embarrassing you. You're better off to tell me the next session, hey, I can't make it, sorry, I'll catch the recording, if you know you're not going to be up to speed, because it'll save you some embarrassment.
Yeah. And I see it. Terry, would you mind actually if I just unmuted you for a minute so you could just kind of tell everybody in your own words, instead of me speaking for you, would you mind coming on the call? I know you're here. Terry says sure. I'm going to bring Terry on for just a minute. How are you tonight, ma'am?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm never better, Terry. Good to hear from you. Just just tell us how, you know, tell us what happened. I mean, you punched in the question box just a minute ago that it's no sleep because you're that busy. So,
Well, yeah, if I can quote Ken, he says, nobody's special enough that you need 7 or 8 hours of sleep every night. Plan to work. And he meant it. I think if he could have woken us up in the middle of the night, he would have. But everything, yeah, I know, I didn't always answer. One of the big things for me for this class is that it not only gives you the techniques or the tools, it gives you both. And you know, I have made myself poor trying to figure things out when I get half the answer, and this is not half the answer. This is the entire answer. You know, there's no questions left at the end of the day, and if there are, Skype Ken and he answers them. So it's just, this is the best thing I've ever done in my life. I don't even watch WSOs, so if you guys do WSOs now, I'm sorry. But, you know, this has just really changed my life. You know, Domino's is a pretty big score. I got quite a few of them, but the promise for more as we get their list building done, I mean, you know, they're talking hundreds and hundreds of other stores that they know of. So, you know, this is just the beginning. And I cannot tell Ken how grateful I am. I mean, it's just, words can't even say.
and I know we worked today a little bit getting you set up for the baseball team. With the
no, it's for the Domino's. I've got 901 campaigns to do for them. Okay. And, you know, so I'm using the Wrecking Ball SMS, and, you know, that's the other thing about this community is that everybody helps each other. It's just unbelievable, the support that is in this group and the friends that we've made in this class. I mean, Rosa, she's great. I'm going to go out and sell Baskin-Robbins because she did. And then, you know, and we're all sharing our credibility, and it's just been amazing.
And,
really amazing.
But correct, Terry,
Go ahead, Ken. Sorry.
Sorry, you're doing something with dominoes, but it's at the Sky Sox game where you're actually
Right.
doing the marketing, correct?
Right. Oh, yes, that's right. When I said Sky Sox, yes, I did do Sky Sox campaigns because they sponsor the team. But then, there's other techniques that Ken has taught us on what you can do with sports teams that, that alone just boggle my mind because I live in a very sport-centered city. We have the Olympic training here, so it just never ends. The opportunity is just mind-boggling. And this new Facebook thing he's teaching, holy cow. It just never ends. Never ends.
And Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but Rosa has, not only does she have Baskin Robbins, but she also has 777 sweepstakes and Princess Pizza. Is that correct?
I have a hard time keeping up with everyone. I know, on the East Coast, one of our people is doing a test for in 2 Pizza Huts and then going into 13. One is doing in McDonald's. One is doing a national Canadian Tire, which is our national hardware. Rosa did Baskin Robbins and others. And, AMCO transmissions, some NASCAR, some very, very large customers. But I can't always keep up with who got what and what they're doing.
Right, right. Yeah, Lenny's got a deal going. He may get NASCAR. He may get NASCAR. How would you like to be the official SMS provider of NASCAR? Does that sound good to anybody? Yeah, sounds pretty good to me. I'm actually trying to pry my way into that deal, but Lenny's not calling me back, so it is what it is. All call times are Eastern. Everybody's asking. Everybody, they will be recorded. Ken will make the recordings available to you if you do miss a class. However, missing a class and then not watching the recording and using that as an excuse the next day will not be tolerated, and that's just all there is to it. I don't know what else we can tell you. If you do need some alternative payment methods, if there's, we do want to be able to help out the people that need it. You can always get us at support@wreckingballmarketing.com. That's support@wreckingballmarketing.com. We'll try and find a way to work with you. I know we're going to get a flood of emails, so please, we will get back to you over the weekend and try and get you in if it's possible for Tuesday. Go ahead, Ken.
Look, if somebody offered you a brand new Ferrari for $397, do you think you could come up with $397?
Well, not for that Italian trash, but if it was a Porsche, maybe.
There you go. The thing is, are we dealing, is this a Porsche or Ferrari, or is this a pile of garbage? If in fact this is better than a Ferrari or a Porsche, the $397 isn't an issue to come up with it.
No. No, and if you're building a
If
real
you
business,
can't,
yeah.
That's it. Yeah, exactly. That's it. If it's a real business, the $397 is cheap, and I don't like working for any cheaper than that. I dedicate 15 days of my time and 18 hours just helping people, so I don't apologize for the price.
No. No, and as a matter of fact, we debated if this webinar was being run for anybody else, I'm sure this price would have been about triple this. Ken, you're a close personal friend of mine. I consider you my mentor. I think, like I've said out loud many times, you're the most brilliant SMS marketer I've ever met. And anybody that doesn't understand the value here, well, we don't want you anyway. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. If you can't understand how this can change your life, then this isn't right for you. And that's just all there is to it.
Yeah,
so.
Exactly. Okay, well, Dave, I think I've got to take off and go look after my kid. If there's nothing else to be said, I will be out of here.
All right. Well, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on and sharing with all of the Wrecking Ball people. How about a big round of applause virtually for Ken, you guys? He gave you more than he had to, and I hope you appreciate it. Just the stuff in this webinar tonight can change your life, and if you decide to take him up on this coaching, I promise you it'll change your life. So on behalf of Christopher Griffin, Ed Hopkins, my partners who didn't get to say much tonight, and myself, I want to thank you. You guys run to wreckingballsms.com/Ken, and if you need to work out an alternative, you can find us at support@wreckingballmarketing.com, support@wreckingballmarketing.com, or you can go to wreckingballsms.com and click the support link, and we will try and find a way to work with you. Thanks so much, Ken.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Thanks, guys.
You're very welcome. I will talk to everybody very, very soon. Have a profitable tomorrow. Good night, everyone.